everyone, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. Oh, we are doing such a good job on our block of the month. Our Super Bloom block of the month is coming to the end. We are on our last row and block number 7. I went and rotated the quilt and brought the bottom row to the top so I'll be able to show it to you on this video. But normally this row is our last row and it would be in the bottom of the quilt. I absolutely love this block number 7. It is just beautiful, made from low patches, half square triangle, and a center beautiful block. Let's do it together. Let's see what I have in our quilting basket and then let's make our block. In our quilting basket for today, we have the laser cut pre-cut block, and this block is from our kit called Super Bloom. I don't know if I showed you this before. When you open this box, oh, it is full of blocks, your appliques, and everything else that you needed. Look how beautiful. So if you would like to purchase one of those blocks, and you can join us in anytime. All the girls that have been making the blocks, they have been so happy with it, telling us how wonderful it is to just grab a little package. Everything is pressed, pre-cut for you, ready, set, go. Or maybe you like to cut your own blocks, and we do have beautiful fabric from Super Bloom, and the girls that are doing the block of the month, getting those little packages. If you want it, we also have fat 8s and beautiful fat quarters from the Super Bloom collection. It is perfect if you want to cut your own blocks. I have my pattern, and I'm gonna use my pattern for the cutting direction and step-by-step direction. This is what you need. I also included in my little basket my favorite Creative Grits ruler and my little hand press tool. On the table, I saved something super special for you. If you would like to add a little stack of new threads, we have the small 10 pack of signature style Orifil threads. Those are just wonderful. We just got them in stock. We also have the touch of blue and a Christmas collection. So those are some new threads. So for the project today, the signature style, perfect. All right, now let's begin. We're going to start by making the little 4-patch right here for the corner of your block. That's your first step, the simplest ever. So for that little 4-patch, you're going to need 2 lights, just like this, and 2 blues, 1 light blue and 1 a medium blue. Just this way. Now we're gonna take those 2 pieces, place them right sides together, and beautifully sew it with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're going to repeat this for both sets of the patches, just like this. And I would recommend chain sewing. You're going to make a total of 4 of those little patches. So right away, line them up, make a little chain. As soon as you finish, they're going to look just like this, and you're going to open it up, finger press it. Oh, use that wonderful little tool. You don't want to overpress. And I'm pushing the seam allowance towards the blue. Oh, look at this one. Again, seam allowance towards the blue, and beautifully press it. This is perfect. Now I'm gonna take 2 sets like this, place them right sides together. Oh, this is wonderful. I absolutely love it. Get a pin, pin it right there on the seam, and now stitch right down. As soon as you finish stitching, look how beautiful it looks. Doesn't look amazing? So this was that seam right here that I just did, and I'm gonna turn this right open right here and push my seam allowances just this way, so my seam allowance spin towards the clock right there, just like this, and I have a beautiful 4-patch. Press it and get it ready for our next step. If you need it, make sure you put your ruler over, and I have my Creative Grits ruler. Put it over, check, is it 3.5 by 3.5? If it is, perfect. You ready, set, go. If it's not, make sure you square it up before you go into the next step. And the next step, we're gonna make this unit right here. Look at this. This unit right here made from light half square triangle, red half square triangle, two small half square triangle, and a pink large half square triangle. Let's start with the small unit. We're gonna make 8 of them. We're gonna take a light half square triangle and a red one. We're gonna place them right sides together just like this, and I like to keep the light on the top, just like a cream on the top of a coffee. And I'm gonna stitch really nice using my 1/4 inch seam allowance. As soon as I finish stitching, I'm gonna press it open and push my seam allowance towards the red. Then with a small pair of scissors, I'm gonna go ahead and clip the bunny ears right here to the side. I'm gonna have to make one of those little garbage bags for my little table. A lot of girls making them. I really like them. So now I just trimmed those, and the next step, I'm gonna be adding some side triangles. One and a second one. Look at this, at a second one, and then a pink triangle. I'm gonna go ahead, place this right sides together, match this side. Look at how I'm matching right this corner. Sew it, flip it open. This time I'm gonna push the seam allowance towards the light, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side, flip it open. Let me show you how it looks when it's finished. Doesn't look beautiful? Look at seam allowances, push towards. This is wonderful. Now I'm gonna grab the little scissors and clip this little bunny ear right here. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is place my pink large half square triangle right over, and I like to keep this unit this way, so when I sew straight here I can see the threads. Do you see it right here? X marks the spot. We want to go right through that X, come out on this side, so that way our triangle, look, it is just beautiful. Nice long stitch right there. We're not gonna lose the point on our triangle. We're going to make 8 of those. 8 of those. We need 2 for each side of our block for a total of 8. As soon as I finish, I'm gonna grab my ruler, place it over, make sure that my 45-degree line matches with the triangle edge right through the middle, right there. Oh, this looks wonderful. Then I'm gonna get my rotary, and I'm gonna go ahead and trim it, and then go ahead and do the same thing on this side one more time. Oh, let me rotate this all the way. Perfect. Oh, this is wonderful. Let's see. Yes. And let's trim it. Wonderful. A little bit, but not much trimming. I tell you, those pre-cut pieces are pretty nice and accurate. So like I said, you're gonna make 8 of those. Are you having fun? Can you imagine? We are almost finished with our quilt. Block number 7, 2 more months, and we're gonna be done with this most beautiful quilt. Are you ready for our next block of the month? Oh, do I have a surprise for you. Girls and boys, you are just going to love it. Guess what? Next year, we're gonna be celebrating every month with something amazing. I've been working really hard. I have some nice things coming out for you. So let's finish this project so we can now dream of what's next. Now go ahead and let's line up our center of the block. This is a beautiful center. We have a square in light blue, small squares in the navy, and light rectangles. Let me lay this out. Look at this. Isn't that just beautiful? I love this simple block. We on our website, we have a free pattern that uses this design. You can download it for free. It's a PDF, and make a wonderful, wonderful quilt with it. And this month, I have treated my girls that are doing block of the month for a wonderful PDF pattern, and the girls received that. It's our Kings Valley. It is one of my favorite, perfect for jelly rolls. So you can also go to our website and download for yourself. So here, enough talking. Now we're going to be making 3 rows. This is row 1, row 2, and row 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to place those pieces right sides together, sew it, flip it open, sew it, flip it open. Seam allowance will be pushed towards blue. Then in the center, the same. Sew, flip it open, sew, flip it open. Seam allowance push towards the center, towards the light blue. The same right here, flip it open. As soon as you finish your 3 rows, they're going to look just like this. Look how fabulous. This is great. We only making one of those blocks, just one. And look at this, because we did such a good job pushing our seam allowance. Now we're just gonna grab a pin and pin it right there where those seams are locking, right there. Oh, beautiful. It feels so good when you touch with your finger. Everything is locking so nice. And now we're gonna stitch and flip it open, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, stitch and flip it open, and we just finished our beautiful center block. Isn't that delightful? And notice what I did in the back. So I took the seam right there and I gently pull and pull, and I was able to open this little corners right there. So when you feel it with your hands, it feels nice and smooth. Oh, it looks wonderful. This is great. So we have our center finish. Perfect. Let's grab our ruler, place it right over. Perfect, 6.5 by 6.5. I'm good to go. I don't have to trim it. It is beautiful. Now I'm gonna add my corners right there. Pay attention that your light blue goes to the outside. So you're shading with dark, medium, light towards the outside. This is a delightful block. And now for your sides, I took 2 of the half square triangle unit. I placed them right sides together, sew it, flip it open. This time I press the seam open. I press the seam open. You're gonna notice in the pattern you don't have an arrow to the left or to the right. If there is no arrows, it means that seam needs to be open, so that way there is no bulk right there, because if you push it one way, there is a lot of fabric coming together. You don't want that to happen. I repeated that 4 times, and now I'm gonna be ready to sew my blocks units all together. This is beautiful. I'm so excited about this block. I think this would be great for another quilt, just making bunch of them. And look at how nice those chains could match right through it. This is a delightful block. So now go ahead and place this right sides together, sew it, flip it open. Now go ahead and do the same thing on this side, sew it, flip it open. Wonderful. Now we need to do this right here. Let's do sew it, flip it open. When you're sewing, pay attention that you don't lose the points right there. You're gonna have this and this to this. We have a row number 1, row number 2, and row number 3. 3 rows together. As soon as you finish your rows, you're gonna go ahead and sew your rows together. Make sure you push your seam allowances in opposite directions so everything looks wonderful. Follow the pattern. This is going to be amazing. As soon as you finish your block, you go ahead and put it and wait that we have all the blocks ready to put it into the quilt. Can you imagine? I am so excited for you. So next month we're gonna be making block number 8, and then last month we are going to do a block number 9, and with this block we're gonna talk about our setting pieces and our applique that we can add into the quilt, and you guys going to have the most beautiful quilt. And I will touch up also on our quilting and a binding to help you finish your project. Thank you so much for stopping by and finishing another wonderful block of the month with me. Oh, the Super Bloom quilt has been just delightful, and the Super Bloom collection. I can't believe the year is coming to the end and we finishing our quilt. Time just fly by. We are having so much fun. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and please visit our website at laundrybasketquilts.com. We are so thankful for your support and wish you a wonderful, wonderful day and happy quilting!